morning.
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning.
What will you be expecting from NATO allies today?
Ukraine has launched a counteroffensive. What we see is fierce fighting. It's still early days, but we also see that the Ukrainians are making gains and that Ukraine is able to liberate occupied land. This is due to the courage, the bravery, the skills of the Ukrainian soldiers. But it also highlights and demonstrates that the support NATO allies have been giving to Ukraine now for many months actually makes a difference on the battlefield as we speak. So one of the main issues we will address is how to sustain and step up the support to Ukraine. We don't see any signs from President Putin from Russia that they are actually preparing for peace or any real negotiations. But at the same time, we know that the more ground Ukraine is able to gain through this counteroffensive, the stronger their hand will be at the negotiating table. And we also know that the more successful the Ukrainian counteroffensive is, the more likely it is that President Putin at some stage will realize that he cannot win this war on the battlefield. He has to sit down. Then when that will happen, how it will happen, no one can say that with certainty, but the only thing we know is that if we want a just and enduring peace, then we need to provide the military support to Ukraine. In 2014, we made what we call the Wales Pledge, where we said that we should move towards spending 2% of GDP on defense within a decade. Now this decade has almost passed, and the world has become much more dangerous with a full-fledged war in Europe, but also other threats and challenges. So I expect that when leaders meet in Vilnius next month, they will agree a stronger pledge, an enduring pledge, and a pledge that has to come into effect immediately, not within a decade, and where 2% of GDP for defense is not some kind of ceiling, but a floor, a minimum that we have to reach.
Thank you.